Okay. Yo, yo, yo to the yo, yo, yo. Phew. I made it. Hello, YouTube. How are you today? Welcome back to my channel, aka Chart Chat Connect, aka BeautyBubble, all around the internet, bringing you Bitcoin price action, utilizing the incredible streaming piece of lovely codeness called StreamYard. Beta, StreamYard.com. They're in beta, they're wonderful. Go to StreamYard.com and give them a try. I'm coming to you through the RTMP and Stream Key, which of course I learned all the cool stuff about how to do that by spending the last year with OBS, and so now I kind of know how to do this, and which is very cool. So I can stream using the tools that they have on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and we are trying to go live on 1 or 2 of those platforms every day. If I can squeeze in a third one, then that's a good day for us. But let's get back to the charts, because I know that that's kind of why you would show up if you're stopping by, and I appreciate that you would stop by the channel again. But here we are in the 15-minute BTC USD Bitfinex pair at 8:25 a.m. on the New York side of the world. That's New York City. And we had yesterday kind of put together the support and resistance channel. And it was kind of just one of those little oddball channels. And I said, you know, we can fall out of the channel, and provided that we, you know, hold on and don't get hoovered down too much to the 200 Godma or the 243 Godma, that the way that the nature of this channel was built, there's always an argument about how these channels work, but the nature of the channel is that it entered long, and the resolution of a channel like this will be that it will resolve in the long. Now, the fact that we dropped down and drooped down and played around and kind of flirted with the 50% Fibonacci, you know, this is difficult for traders to kind of believe and have the sense of staying in and get a lot of people to get out. But, you know, if you're looking at all of your supportive members or whatever's important to you to give you guidance, if you had been long off of the 32 of how to stay long in an incredible move earlier today, I think we were up over 10%. We've come back down a little bit, down to 8.42% up on the session, trading at 41.3510, coming out of the channel. And I don't know if I'll keep this channel up. We knew that coming up and over this apex, you know, once again, this is another point of contact here, that if we lose that, then we'll probably lose more. And yet the 200 and the 243 are racing through the Fibonacci's, which is kind of maybe lending a little bit of, you know, like bouncy house. It's this close to Christmas. I get to, well, first of all, I get to say whatever I want to, right? It's Beauty Stream. She gets to say whatever she wants. And yet I want to make sure that you guys always have a great chart in front of you. It does not have to be mine. It needs to always be yours. And if anything that you would get from coming to visit the channel is the encouragement to, you know, once you kind of have an idea of how to earn, and that you spend a life of learning, always, always, always. That's why you see me, you know, I use the same methods. I try to stay very true to course, but you know, I'll try different things. I'll see, okay, is that going to work? And then of course, the moment that it does not work, what do? We have to admit to ourselves, it is not working. Therefore, our thesis was wrong, or our thesis was, you know what? And then you have to be willing to walk away. Because the trade, if the trade is the right trade for you, it will come back into focus. So it's not like you're walking away and then all of a sudden you get stupid. You simply walk away from the trade, waiting for the thesis to prove itself again. And you'll do that over and over, over and over. until then you see, the beginning of it was flawed, the midpoint was flawed, and the resolution was flawed. And once you've got kind of that A, B, C attitude in your trading life, then you'll know, a lot of the times, you'll know at A, when B fails you, you'll know that A is flawed, and therefore A, B, and C are flawed. You do not have to live your life out to prove, you don't have to go to C to know that A and B were wrong. You just don't have to do that. In the beginning, you're going to have to really take note of journaling every single idea that you have, making certain that your thesis is clean and clear, that you understand it, that it's coming from your own understanding. The hardest thing to come to terms with is that every decision that you make will rest on you, no one else. If you find yourself, I got into that trade because someone else told me, then it's flawed. It has to be a decision that you're making on your own, based on your own thoroughness of study, interest, curiosity, education, etc., etc. I'm sure for those of you that come back in the replay, I know you've heard me explain these things. A lot of the Nightbot goes over some of the rules that I enjoy sharing with you guys. You should have your own set of rules, obviously. Do not have to be my rules. So it's the interesting thing about coming to my channel, is that really the power is on you. And I do know this, that the channels that are successful because most of those people want the power given to someone else. They want someone else to take a little bit of the responsibility off of what you need to know. It's fascinating, though. Like, there won't be any other part of your business life where you're going to someone and saying, you make the decisions for me, and then when you're wrong, I'm going to blame you, and it's going to be cool to blame you, but I'm going to blame you and shame you, and then if you turn around and blame me and shame me for not doing my own, my own work. Like, it's a very volatile environment, very different than many other environments. You get a restaurant recommendation from a friend. You don't make it so that the friend forever is just garbage, their recommendations are garbage, and that they owe you something, right? It isn't like that. In the trade, however, it becomes very emotional. Yo to the yo. Zontamus Crypto in the beauty house. How are you today? Yes, I'm excited to be with you guys today. You know why? Because I don't know what happened, but I turned that switch off that said, you know what? Maybe the WP is going to come back, and therefore I don't have to have the same sort of level of responsibility. And a switch went off. And it's kind of like this, like, I do this, I go live because I want to, because I love doing this. And I think that all of you guys are like, complete rock stars in my life, because you're seeking out, like, you're on the internet, hitting buttons and looking and seeking and all of that. And, if you somehow kind of walk down a hallway and you hear something that's, of interest to you, and you pop in, I mean, that's just a miracle. It's just an absolute miracle. So, and also to be able to admit, I'm not always going to be able to bring you, the ultimate of the ultimate, because all we can do is what I really believe, is that you would come here because you want to hear an option. You want to kind of hear the opposite of maybe what you think, or you want to be able to go through and make sure that you're going through the proper steps in order to isolate your thesis. Like, maybe, that would be really cool. That I'm not giving one idea, but that I'm giving some sort of like a portal for you to make the best, put together a plan that is purely yours. And it's solely on you. And once and for all, you are taking full responsibility for every decision that you make. Imagine if that could happen when you come and visit me on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, that you're learning actually, or that you're at least kind of, your brain is being filled with something that says, you know what, these decisions are mine and mine alone. I'm going to take responsibility for those decisions, and all the other places in your life that could really affect so many things. Because there's a lot to be said that when you think that you're being made part of something and then you're blamed for it, that's not good. And the shared responsibility is one thing, is provided that both the people understand and know every single thing that's happening. That's shared responsibility. Having shared responsibility in the first 5 minutes, not the last 10 minutes, that is not shared responsibility. So I try to keep things as simple as we possibly can as well. On the charts, you know, how we go through the Condor's Pass, and reminding you that some of this can be made very simple. The structure of things can be made very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated whatsoever. And then as you learn technique, you can add complex, you know, complexity according to where you are in life. There's going to be times in your life where the time that you have on your hands allows for complexity. And then sometimes you'll hear about people, don't make it so hard, all this is simple. And then you find out the reason that they need to make it simple is that they're spending, you know, too much time out on the town, and therefore they have to make it simple because they don't have the time to make it complex. So, you know, there's all of those things. So, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing great. That's so cool. Yeah. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. I was glad that I could get up and going using StreamYard today, and I figured out what was happening. It wasn't me and it wasn't StreamYard. I think that it's possible that when you're using the RTMP and then the streaming key, that the platforms kind of might come down and then come back up again. And when they come back up again, your streaming key and RTMP, whatever, that API part of your streaming, maybe just hasn't looped back around, you know. It hasn't connected or fetched, it's called, fetched your audio packets and your video packets. So yeah, I'm glad to bring StreamYard back up. Okay, how about doing a Condor's Pass while I'm with you guys? Because remember, I do the New York Open over on Twitch. So let's make sure that we get enough material in the YouTube live. Okay, so what do? First thing we do is that we go to the month. And remember, all the lines that you see are going to be reflective on what's happening currently. So I'm not going to erase any of those. That's the way things look on the month. At 3,200, which is the red line right there, 3,200, it's not going anywhere. It's pretty rock solid, as a matter of fact, when we look at it this way, being that it is the 20th of the month. Well, that's pretty rock solid. Something really raucous would have to have happen. Although we do have a lower low, have to be aware that we have a 2980/40 pin bar right here. So that could ultimately be a threat. We knew that 2700 was a threat. So that would be, in my opinion, somewhat of a threat towards the end of the month. That's still possible. I want you guys to be aware of that, okay? Don't disregard. So go back to your monthly, draw whatever. Could be Fibonacci, put the Tom DeMark on, get your Godma up, et cetera, et cetera. Do anything that you can in order to figure out in your mind what in the world is going on. How is it that we just stopped? I mean, we stopped. $15 off, 3,200, by the way. We just 32, 15, 25, I think is the number. Okay, so there's the monthly. And then what do? We just walk on up. There's the weekly. That's what the weekly looks like. Some interesting things happening on the weekly that aren't so positive. And because you're going to look at, if we had one bar that was going to be the bar to take us back up, okay, back up to glory, it would have to happen somewhere around here. And being that there's not one serious bar that says, oh, okay, that's the one that held us up, there was one, and it hit the 200, the Godma, pretty hard twice. And that low was at 36.8410, 36.8410. If in going forward there was one bar that could hold the entire move, it would have been that one, the 200. And it hit the 200, so that you know. This is why a lot of people that play the 200 decided to get long in that bar. Then there was another bar too that it hit. So make sure that on the weekly you're looking for the bar of 26th, November 26th, weekly. All right, let's go for the daily. Daily gets a little bit more interesting because, well, we've been having a lot of fun. I really think we have, but let me move the chart all the way over so that you can kind of see what's going on here. On the daily, the last time that we did the Fibonacci, remember how we took it off of this swing low to high, and that gave us all the prints to go low. However, what we've had to do up close is that we've had to go from high to low in order for us to get the prints to the upside. So that's what was happening there. And you'll notice, I'm showing you this on a bigger chart because you can do it on the daily too. What we did was we took the low of the last decent counter trend swing on the daily, which was this activity right here, this low to high. And we did have to switch it around and go from high to low, as I said, because the Fibonacci draws to the advancement when you go from the high to the low. And you can do that. You just flip it on and off. Okay, then we go for the 4 hour. A lot of people love the 4 hour. And this is where we're at. Never mind the channel line, but we can see that we were able to get up and through the 200. The pressure of the 243, which is at 4309.90 right now, is still pretty, it's flicking up though, which is, in my opinion, allows for the ballooning of price instead of the other way around, which would hoover the price to the 243. So it looks like it's kind of blooming up and out. It looks like it's cupping a little bit. It doesn't mean it's not going to change around. But very wiry looking candle. Not a lot of full body candle, but a lot of volatility that moved the price up and down quite a bit. Okay, and we'll go into the 2 hour, skip the 3 hour. Let me before I get any closer though, let me check the chat and see what everybody's thinking here. Okay, so no comments, no questions, is that right? No comments, no questions? I'm not sure. Okay, no comments, no questions. We'll keep going. So here we are in the 2 hour coming off of the 3200, and you can see that the low was actually 32.1520. As I said, $5.20 off of the perceived low, which has been on our charts now for a good long while as a potential area where market participants, where we had been told that money would come in and that there were buyers at 3,200. So those buyers lollygagged around for a little bit, decided that they would go ahead and see if we could pop up any interest. We did the low of the last decent counter trend, that little reversal flag here to the upside. And then this is all kind of cattywampus actually in here. Let me zip in a little bit so we can see it a little bit better and see if there's anything there. The only thing that we got out of it, and you'll see when we get into the 30 and the 15 minute, was this little flag area here. And I'm not too sure if we should keep that on the chart because on the 2 hour, it's just not very clean. And I think that when we go in closer, that we'll have less people interested in wanting to follow a 2 hour or a less than 2 hour channel. So what we're going to do, we are going to go ahead and eliminate the 2 hour. I mean the channel that was in the lower time frames. What we're not going to do, however, is be reminded of this pinnacle apex right here. No one will want to lose any of this money. Believe you me, they will not want to lose from that, from the apex from 4,016 to 3,783. Nobody is going to want to do that. $200 hit right now after going this far. Nobody is going to be interested in that. So we'll go ahead and we'll keep that pinned there, you know, marked there. I don't even know if I did the marker exactly. The high was 40.43, and I put it at. Oh yes, at 40.43. Okay. So 40.43 is the number, not the 8 EMA, which is at 40.15.90, because it's the goldenrod color. Maybe I should change the color so we don't mess up. We'll make it a yellow color, I guess. There we go. So, are there any patterns in here that we can see? Anything that's of interest? The high print here, maybe? The high print, that's an interesting one. But I'm really looking for anything around the Fibonacci, the halfway point, the 38.51. So let's see if the 38.51, what I'm going to do right now, you see me do something that is usually reserved for my own. We're gonna throw a line in right there. We're gonna change that. Go ahead, change that line to bright yellow. That's going to be our 50% marker. And then I'm going to move out. I want to see where that marker is in the entire thing of things. Double right shoulders, that doesn't help us there. Let's go to the daily. Where is it on the daily? It's going to be somewhere on the daily. Came through here on the daily back in September 17th. Now this is Mata's land right here. All these prices right here. So what happened? Okay, the 50% is above the low of the last decent counter trend swing, which is where we're at right now. Is there anything here that could tell us that this was the beginning of the move to the upside? We had a low of 35.11 on this doji right here. But we're looking for, does this number mean anything to anybody? It's on the daily. Let's go back around again. I hope I don't lose what I'm doing here. All right, so really nothing. 50%. We could say that this area right here was, in a way, the last time before the trade started to really get away from us, and that therefore that doji would mean something. So the trade, the low of 34.90 was before the run-up in the daily. 34.90 right here. Once we broke through 34.90, we kept on going up. So in a way, I will go ahead and say the low of September 17th, I'm sorry, 34.90. Let's go to present day. In the daily, 34.90, and we'll go into the 1 hour now. And the 50% line, this is pretty important then, 34.90. And we're missing that line by $500 though, because it's 34.90. So it's somewhere in between here. Let's see if this one is here, 30, none of these bars are 34s, is that right? We have a 34 bar in here, 34, 36, 36, how about this bar down here? 35.48, put this bar here. Looking for 34.90. Okay. Just put a horizontal there and let's find 34.90. Okay, so that's where it is. All right. Yep. Anything above 34.90, it would still register in the big house as being a place to hold that can hold another move up. And 34.90. Go ahead and put that in there. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and get rid of the yellow line because we don't really need it. We know where that came from. 50%. We know where this came from. And we could probably make sure that that's a little better. Drawn a little better. You guys understand why that line needs to hold. And the 34.90 is going to start to turn a lot of machines around, by the way. Okay, so that's the 60-minute. Let's go ahead and zip-do-do.in. It's a 30-minute. Clean this up a little bit. And I think that as far as any patterns, we took the 50% pattern and we discovered the 34.90, which is this yellow line right here. Let's see what else that there might be in the 30-minute. This is too sharp of a move. There's no reason to draw more Fibonacci's. And what we might be able to do, let's see if we can grab the, let's just see if the TD sequential Blazes will add on. And we'll add that to the chart. See if it comes on anyway. Hit the prime editor. And where did it go? God, no. The 8. Let me X out of the 8 and see if it will add on there. Add the chart. There we go. I can't have more than 5 on. All right, in the TD sequential, what I do is I go in, and there's a lot of the shapes that we don't really need. So 1, 2, we need 3. We take out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We keep the 9 in there. Keep the 1 and 2. We get rid of the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7. We keep the 8 and the 9 in, or we can get rid of the 9. I'm sorry, get rid of the 9. Get rid of the 8, pardon me. And then on the plots, we want to go to the gray, and open the circles, go gray, and open up the circles, and the bars are fine, because they'll change on the blue. All right, so we can see on the TD sequential on the 30-minute, their support level is below the apex, so they're giving you a little bit more room for the trade to fall down below. So that's pretty smart. They've given us 2 markers of support and resistance at the low of the last season countertrend swing, which we've had on the chart for a little bit now, and then not really too much at the 34.90. So let's see where they get the 34.90 from if they do. Okay, well there's a line on the 16-minute. They do give a support resistance line here, which is above the 34.90. That's interesting. Now let's go to the 4-hour. However, yeah, it's like nestled right in between here. So their support resistance is right in between. So that could cause a real bargaining. What people are going to do with that? Also, look at on the 4-hour how they're not going to let go of this trade until it goes up up here either, whereas we have the 243 to protect any resistance. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. We'll keep that on there for a little bit. Let me go into the 15-minute. So we know that we're getting a lot of support right up here, is where the trade is right now. And yet we're not getting anything from Tom DeMark on the apex, but we are getting something above the 50% mark. In the 50% mark at the 200 down here though, it's not on trend, it's just on price. Okay, we'll keep that up and see what happens. You guys like that. Let me make sure that you guys are okay with that. And then I think what I'll do is 1 and 2, reversals. You know what I'm going to do? Let me go ahead and get rid of the 2s. Let me go ahead. I'm just going to go for the 1s. The 1s and the 9s. So get 1s and 9s. 1s and 9s. Here we've got a 9 reversal. What does he get up here though? He's got a 9, but then the reversals came up above. Okay, and because I don't really understand. We'll just keep that up. And then maybe we'll learn a little bit more about it later. Max. Okay, so I'm back in chat now, guys. Let me see here. What do we have? Let's see. Well, if it was on tensor, I'm not really too sure, but on the vertical, it's usually volume profile, which is, I think your fellow here said it's part of the pro package, but tensor in the beginning of their beta had a volume profile. I don't know if they still offer it though. Max coming in saying, are you sure it wasn't volume by price level? Like, I'm pretty sure someone has done some kind of Bogart. Max is saying, I need to learn to make the volume by price level chart. Have you been over to, because if you want a code one for tensor or, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm catching up with the chat right now, so. Well, you also got the buy and sell orders on TradingView. Okay, let's see. Well, let me kind of throw in something here, you guys. Volume profile works if that's what was happening. Like it's one of those tools that it allows you to see trough and where price might find its way troughed, you know, will troughed and hidden, or imagine like kind of like an eel sliding or slithering under a rock. So volume profile, and if you're not following, I'll throw a guy's name into the chat that you really should be, if you want to really learn about volume profile, then you need to learn about volume profile from someone that basically lives their life on volume profile. Doesn't just talk about it, but actually, you know, trades on it, you know, like Like that's his jam. And I'll go ahead and, if he's still producing videos on YouTube, I'll make sure that you guys get his name, FT71. It wasn't Tensor. Cracking crypto. Hey, Jean, for the yo. I got my yo-yo-yoers in here. Hey, Max, if you're going to hang out with us, you have to be a yo-yo-yoer. So make sure you put your yo-yo-yo in the box. It wasn't Tensor. It guys in cracking crypto. Let's see here. First of all, my guy's name is FT71. And let me grab his YouTube channel. And I'm pretty sure he's still, I'll say it this way, that he's still crack-a-lacking the volume profile. 71. Grab his name, and he's done a lot of interviews, and let me just make sure that he's still doing his thing. Yeah, I think he still does a morning, maybe he even does a morning show. Let me grab his videos. It's like he might have a couple of different channels on YouTube. No, he did his Trader Bite that's actually this morning, starting right now, actually. Maybe you want to hop over there and check them out. So this is my volume profile guy. I have not set in one of his events on YouTube, but he is he's doing his snackable, what he calls his Trader Bite. I think it only goes on for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And he is, you know, the volume profile guy, and he is going to be talking about futures. I don't know if he covers Bitcoin when he goes live anymore, but this is a fellow that goes back way back, and he is quite, you know, he's a shill, he has his own product line, he has his own consultancy, etc., etc. So it's quite a bit different than what you get when you're here with me, but he might be something that, yeah, I mean, like I said, he goes on for like 20 minutes, so you guys can catch it later. And then he does a lot of interviews where he describes why volume profile. And so for me, rather than sticking with maybe the crypto people that are just now learning about volume profile, you might be better off learning from someone that's been studying volume profile on the futures market and on the legacy markets literally for years, if not like 2 decades. So, you know, you might not like his style or what have you, because a lot of people, you know, different people for different things. But as far as like the tool that he uses, you might get something out of him. Futures Trader 71. And yes, I've taken and paid for his courses. The issue with knowing about volume profile with cryptocurrency is that we did not have a volume profile for anything over $3,800. So that's the problem. You have to forego a tool because you're not getting enough information. Now on the back side, of course, for the pullback, it can be helpful, but we really have to go through a few cycles, like the futures market has had to go through a few cycles to really get the benefit out of a volume profile. Because look at it this way, it's not just the volume being, you know, the profile of a volume, you know what I mean, like the silhouette, the profile. What it is that it's literally like profiling. It's indexing price so that it can then be plotted on a volume profile. And if you don't have that price, if that price has never been achieved before, then you do not have a profile. So look at it this way. You ever heard of anyone talk about, I was profiled at the traffic stop? Well, they can't be profiled if there was never ever such a person that met their profile. So that's what I mean by that. If price does not meet the profile, then using volume profile, it's just a social play. You know, guys are just trying to, you know, say to you, have you ever looked, you know, it's like Tom DeMark. Okay, have you ever looked at Tom DeMark? You know, this is what has made Tone Base popular. he figured out that none of you guys had ever looked at Tom DeMark, but Tom DeMark has been available for all of us for years. You know, for years. I can remember when it was actually Flipper acting as though he discovered John Bollinger. You know, and I had to inform him, John Bollinger has been around for years, dude. Like, okay, so you're now just discovering that Bollinger bands, and now the Bollinger bands squeeze, and look at what's happening. And so it's very difficult to find a new tool, and then when we find ourselves in new price points, then in a way, our tools become, you know, like disjointed, and we have to then really be more astute and more able as traders to. This is why you hear a lot of people talk about that it's about registering risk. It's not so much about, because anybody can get in, you know, just go ahead and get in, but then manage your risk from there. And there aren't a whole lot of tools about how to manage risk. This is something that's extremely personal, just the same way about how to manage your trade, you know, portion of your stack do you put in, what do you hold back, when do you add more, all of these sorts of things are very, very personal to each trader. So as our prices that went up, we didn't really know, and this is why a lot of people let go. They let go too early. You know, we really didn't know what was going to happen. So that if this, then, and that has to really kick in. If you don't have that muscle, and there's no such if this, then, and that indicator, by the way. This is all part of training, experience, having your own muscle, knowing yourself really well, all of the stuff that we talk about here on my channel. Okie dokie, so there we go. That's the big tell, Futures Trader 71. I'm sure that I'll probably lose all of my viewers for going over there because he is the consummate professional, and so enjoy his he's kind of like inner circle trader. Anyway. You know, once you get hooked, you're going to get hooked. But there's a lot of really great people like him that are out there that still do come onto YouTube. But they are doing it so that they can show their product, services, consultancy. They're, you know, just so that you know. There's always something else up their sleeve. Okay, we have 9:06. Remember, we do run over to Twitch, and we ring in the New York bell over on Twitch. So I will be closing down the stream in just a few minutes. If you don't follow my Twitch, definitely give it a try. We can't make a go of it over there without followers. I think we're at 22, 23 followers, and we need to reach the 50 follower mark and do all sorts of other things over at Twitch. And then of course you know that the Twitch, whatever I do over at Twitch stays at Twitch, and then it goes away in 2 weeks. I think that your videos degrade after 2 weeks. So if there's any, for those of you that don't like running over to Twitch, is there anything that you want to do a shout out? You want to say hi to your mom? You want me to say hi to your mom? Because it's the 20th of December now. Do you want me to say hello to an auntie? Or wish someone well that you have trouble picking up the phone and talking to? Because it's December 20th. There's only a few more days left until it's Christmas. And then Christmas is going to come and you go, well, no, I'll call them at New Year's, but you won't. So if you want me to do a shout out right now, I will. And you're probably, why would you want to do a shout out? Did you know that Gary Vaynerchuk did a shout out about me? That's why. That's why. People listen. Crypto BitGer site has some for free. Okay. So we have crypto. The two people that I need to check out are crypto. I know that Zantoon was cracking crypto, and then crypto BitGer. All right, Max. Thank you. Anything like that, just let me know, and then I'll go and grab the site link and maybe put it down below in our resources down below in the description. Zantimus Crypto is saying, Hi, Mom. Merry Christmas, Mom, and a Happy New Year from your son, Zontimus Crypto, coming to you through the power of the internet. So a very sweet Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. And he's put 3 exclamation points at the end of that, which is telling me that he cares and loves for you very much. So the happiest of festive season greetings to you. And go ahead and pick up the phone and give him a call. I think Zontimus, what he's saying, Max is saying, is Bitgur. B-I-T-G-U-R. Bitgur. Yeah, I'll have to go out and look for it. Yep, he's saying Bitgur and volume profile. Thanks, Max. You like that, Zontimus? Yeah, you should just do it. You know what you need to do is tell her, you know what? BeautyBubble, the saint of YouTube, said that I need to pick up the phone, as uncomfortable as I am right now, picking up the phone to just say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Because it just sounds good. It's just sweet to do. And it doesn't mean anything other than that. It just sounds good and it's sweet to do. So anyone else have a shout out? We have 5 more minutes for pre-Christmas shout outs. Come on, Max. I'm not going to do your heavy lifting. What do you have a sweet greeting? you guys don't want to know about the volume profile. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me get the link going here. Bitgur. Okay, let's see. Bitgur volume profile. Okay, Bitgur.com. Let's come on over here. Bitcoin. Autonomy. Okay, real time for looks like a lot of the alternative coins. So let's see here. And actually, wow. So this is coming from Bitcoin Significant Trades. I'm just going to go ahead and put the link in the chat for you guys. For anyone that comes back in the replay that does not want to scroll down, and then I'll put it in the description too. So this is the link for reference. I don't know anything about this company. I'm just putting the link in so that you guys actually have it. And it looks like they've got an odd URL. So they pick it up where they're putting the URL. They have significant trend channels. They have for the 10-month, the candlestick and volume profile. There we go. And then you can do the 1 hour, the 1 day, and then they do something a little different. Go to the 1 hour. Let's see here. You know what I should do? If you guys want me to, because I only show the one chart, maybe what I will do. Oh, that's sweet. Well, I hope that works out. Oh yeah, there's nothing better than hearing, for a mom, there's nothing better than hearing the sound of their children. So definitely do that. What we could do maybe tomorrow is start to show the volume profile for the 1 hour. It looks as though the 1 day gives us candles, but then when we go to the 1 hour, we lose the candles. For some reason, I'm not really too sure, they have a deference to the volume profile. It's that 40-25 though. It's on the 1 hour. On the 1 day, we have a lot at 3,700. And we have another pickup at, well, they're showing the 9 EMA, by the way, which is their default. Okay, we will definitely go ahead and put that in the, yeah, let's go ahead and we'll make that kind of part of the, let me go ahead and put this down as a potential resource. I don't know why the URL is kind of odd, but anyway, I put it down below. So it's now in the, it's in the description as a potential resource, and then we will, let me go through the site before I start to put it in the stream, but if it seems to work, then we can run over the volume profile. They give us the 7-day, like we can do the same sort of thing, Condor's Pass on the volume profile, but I do have to, let me make sure that they're getting their data points. Like I want to read a little bit more material. Feel free to send suggestions, very important to us. They have a subreddit. They also have widgets, and we love with a widget. And they have quite a few widgets, but of course not a volume profile widget. They have a heat map widget. It's pretty cool. They do not have a volume profile widget. We need to tell them. We need a volume profile widget, people. We do not need another price widget. Okay, I am very late right now. I'm actually a minute late to get over to Twitch, and Twitch takes me a little bit more time. So, as always, there's greatness and goodness in all of us, each and every one of us. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. It's oh so fun. The trade is at 41.53, up 9% right now. I will be bringing that number over to Twitch. And same thing, Bitcoin, BeautyBubble's on the mic, bringing the StreamYard beta. Definitely check them out. This is not a sponsored video, of course. It's just a new piece of, really it's a piece of Chrome extension. They run their own servers, and they allow for me to go live and show lower thirds, and multiple people can be on microphone, and it's like a super low lift, like super lightweight. I love it, I love it. For as much as I go live, I love finding these newer platforms that are stretching things. And you are so welcome, Max. Thank you for trusting me with your time. There's only 2 things that we can help each other with. That's time and rapport. That's it. And so I'm headed over to Twitch, and I will see you guys soon. And thank you.